How confident are you that Brady will be in New England next year?
Now, I took up journalism in college because I wasn't that good at math. So on my scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 0 that Tom Brady will be back. I'm not even at a 0.
So he's gone.
I don't believe it because if they wanted Tom Brady back, they could have fixed all of this already. When they gave him that bogus contract last year, right? They could have given him the Drew Brees package or the couple-year contract where Tom Brady felt good. You remember at the end of Michael Jordan's career, right, when he was underpaid all those years, and then they gave him 30-some-odd million the last 2? They could have done it already. They know they got an old, broken-down Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and even though Garoppolo didn't win the Super Bowl, Bill was sitting around Bill Belichick going, I told you that was the guy. You always want to get rid of a guy sooner than later, right? And that's what they could have moved on from Tom Brady. I know they got lucky and won a championship against the Rams. Yeah, because Tom Brady had no touchdowns in that. But I'm telling you, he's not.
I thought it was a short menu.
There is a short menu, but he's not coming back. I don't believe it's all done. He cleaned out his suite. They put the houses up for sale. They moved to Connecticut, the whole 9 yards. This is a done deal. Everybody's playing it. The Patriots will be smart not to give a broken-down quarterback at 43 years old a break the bank to save face. If Robert Kraft wanted Tom Brady, who we said was like a son to him, back, it would be done. Tom, you don't have to clean out your suite. You don't have to put your house up for sale. What do we need to do to bring you back and sign a deal, and it would have been done?
I'm going with an 8.5.
You're crazy.
You can call me crazy. And here's why. When you look at the New England Patriots, what options do they have?
Thank you.
What options do they have?
Teddy Bridgewater.
And that would be a great option. I think that's the best.
Oh, okay, so there is an option.
I think that would be the best. I'm talking about right now on their roster, where can they go? Or are they really going to pay Teddy Bridgewater? Do they believe that he can provide what they want? I don't know. Tom Brady has proven he can win. You have to now make sure, if this is the case, that you bring him back. You have to make him better. He can't be the one to make everybody better. That's not where he is in his career. And I'm not going to sit here and act like Tom Brady isn't getting old and his talents aren't diminishing, because they are. But what's up here does not leave you. His ability to still perform at a high level is definitely in there, but he has to have pieces around him. We saw it last year, or not this last year, the year before, when they started implementing more of a running game, making sure that he could turn around, hand the ball off, and make sure guys could bear the load a little bit more. Without having skill guys, none of these guys stepped up to the plate. The young rookies at wide receiver, none of them really stepped up and became the player that was necessary for them to move forward and to really having a chance of winning with the level of play that Tom Brady was providing. That was the problem. It was not just solely Tom Brady. You have to look at everything. And when I look at this team and I don't see what's on their roster, or when I look at the landscape of everyone else, we talk about Teddy Bridgewater, but I don't think New Orleans lets Teddy Bridgewater just walk out the door. Tom Brady is the best option. And we can say, what about the other options for Tom Brady? Yeah, you're going to say all the right things. You're going to put your house up for sale. Why? Because being in that position myself, you want to make sure that you're preparing everyone in your home for what is unexpected. And that means I don't know what's going to happen.
After 20 years, you're not confident?
But we're going to prepare. I don't care. This league ain't loyal to players.
Yeah. He's been there 20 years. They have been loyal to him. They've been overly loyal. 20 years?
Because he's been able to perform at a high level.
Not the last Super Bowl. He was terrible.
The moment your level of play starts to decline, you are expendable. I don't care who you are. But as Tom Brady, for the man, he's going to make sure he's preparing himself. So, yes, put your house up for sale. Act as though you're ready to move on. When in his heart of hearts, he doesn't want to move. Nobody wants to ever go somewhere else when they've been there that long, let alone he's been there 20 years. I was in Green Bay for 7. I didn't want to leave.
Really? You didn't want to leave Green Bay?
No, I did not want to leave.
That was
Players
Green Bay.
don't want to leave when they've been at one place and they've been treated well and they've experienced wins like him. And none of us have experienced wins like him. No, Tom Brady.
8.5. Where are you at, Broussard?
Greg, you already used one of Rob's taglines, no way, no how. I'm going to use another. You're Meshuggah! I hope I said that the right way.
That was good, Chris.
Is that you, Chris?
That means crazy in Yiddish. Very good.
In what Yiddish? All right, you are Meshuggah. First of all, stop bringing up the house. Greg brought up a great point about putting it on the market. Also, and you wouldn't know this, I get it. But when you put a house that expensive, what is it, $13 million?
You got to put
You
that
do
on.
it way in advance. It might be years before you sell that thing. So when he sells it, then you might have a little more of an argument. I give him a 7. And this is, how can it be no chance that he's back with the Patriots? I'm saying a 7 that he'll be back with the Patriots. When number one, Robert Kraft, according to the reports, and Bill Belichick want him back. Those are what the reports are saying by plugged-in Patriots reporters. Number two, they're saying they're willing to pay him upwards of $30 million. Okay, there's the money right there. I think, as Greg said, it's the best play for both the Patriots and Tom Brady. Here's why it's best for Tom Brady. As you said, you never want to leave. He knows the system. As much as I think he's the GOAT, it is not out of the realm of possibility that he goes somewhere else at 43 years old in a new system and flops. That is not out of the realm of possibility. So I'm sure he doesn't want to do that. Greg is right on the money. You got to bring him more talent, though. He used to be able to carry mediocre talent at the skilled positions. Not anymore. And so whether N'Keal Henry can step up, I think if Antonio Brown gets cleared of his charges, maybe he'll be back there. They've talked about Greg Olsen at tight end. Whatever they need to do, they have to upgrade the skill
What's the percentage
positions.
on the scale? We have a 0, 8.5.
I said 7.
I'm going to go with 4.7. Two big reasons jump out. Number one, you called Tom Brady broken down earlier in this segment, right? And earlier in the show, you wanted to replace Dak Prescott. Why can't he be somewhere in between? Second half of the season, he was not good. He couldn't beat the Titans secondary in the playoffs at home. But I really like Brady leaving because options. As you guys have said, the skill positions aren't good. You can't lose Gronkowski and replace him with nothing. You look at the Chargers, they've got better skill position players everywhere. Offensive line shaky. You look at the Colts maybe. You look at Tampa Bay with the weapons they have. There's going to be options for Brady. If I look at this Patriots roster and I'm Tom Brady, I say, God, Belichick, what are you doing? What are we bringing back?
But
why wouldn't Brady walk out the door?
But here's the thing. If what you're saying about, they both want him back and they want to get,
reports.
I'm not buying that because they could have given him that money already.
But what if it's not about the money?
No, but it is about Tom Brady. Yes, it is.
His wife's worth $500 million. Why is it about the money?
Tom Brady feels like he was underpaid his entire, never got paid, Greg, as a superstar
really about
quarterback.
Respect.
Right, and they
that
never.
is what it's
Right.
about.
All right, but
you don't
never
necessarily respect.
But he was the one who allowed them to do that, and then he didn't.
Exactly. So
They
it's
didn't even
not
spend
about
the
the
money.
money.
Well, look.
Because he could have gotten the money. He didn't. He chose not to.
And here's the other part. There's plenty of great quarterbacks who finished their careers elsewhere. We already know Montana, Manning, Favre, Joe Namath. All these guys finished elsewhere, so that's not unusual for a guy to go finish somewhere else. And the other part of it is that none of you guys have mentioned is maybe Tom Brady wants to get from underneath the shadow of Bill Belichick.
There you
maybe
go.
Tom
Finally.
Brady, you tell me this, Greg, if he goes to the Chargers or some other team and gets to a Super Bowl or God forbid, even wins a Super Bowl with another team in the last 2 years, and he has all the pieces that you talk about the Patriots needing. They got receivers, they have a running game, they have a decent defense. Tom Brady goes to the Chargers, they get to the Super Bowl or they win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady now, how can you say
That's
anything
why it's
other
not
than
about money
why?
or
And if
respect.
he doesn't,
It's about winning.
And if he doesn't win, nobody looks at that and goes, well, Tom Brady couldn't get the Chargers to win because nobody's been able to get the Chargers to win.
so
it's
you
a win-win.
You will
Unless
sit in that seat and you will say that very thing. Here's the thing. Everybody's acting like the Patriots were horrible last year.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Wait a minute, they were horrible at the end. They lost 4 in their final 6 games.
Let me make my point. They were 12-4. They beat Pittsburgh with Ben Roethlisberger. They beat Buffalo.
Week 1.
Can I finish? They beat Buffalo twice. They beat Philadelphia, that you love. They beat Dallas. Okay, I'm not
Dallas
saying
was bad.
Dallas wasn't a playoff
Hold on.
team.
And they played Tennessee tougher than Baltimore played them in the playoffs.
Lost.
So we're acting like they have no shot. And I'm tired of your little, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning.
Is that my
Brett Favre.
voice?
The other teams had. Brett Favre was replaced by Aaron Rodgers. Peyton Manning by Andrew Luck. Joe Montana by Steve Young. Is Jarrett Stidham on that list?
No.
In that class? So
yet.
keep Brady.
But Garoppolo was
He's
there.
gone.
That was the guy who was
Jimmy
supposed to replace
Garoppolo
him.
is not walking through that door.
But he was supposed to be, and that's why it would have made sense to
It
do it
would
when
have
they
if you
did
had
it.
Garoppolo, but they don't.
Understand this. The one thing that Brady wants to do more than anything is win.
Yes.
What gives him the best chance of winning? This whole idea of wanting to do it without one another, I don't buy it.
Right.
Because they understand the importance of each other, which is why they've won. They may not agree, they may not love each other like they possibly should or could, but they want to win, and they both understand that I can count on him if I get them what they need. If you give me what I need, Bill Belichick tells you, I'll produce wins. I'll produce championships.
Belichick didn't do that last year.
No, he
didn't
didn't.
do what he needed.
But if you give Brady what he needs, maybe they do that.
Right.
Possible.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.